Alright, I figured finally I'd make the video since I went to MEPS for my ASVAB and I made a video about that, and people seem to supposedly get information out of it. But anyway, so I'll talk about my physical trip and swearing in and my contract and all that kind of stuff. So I guess I'll start off with the how the day went, I guess. Like I said in my other video, I live like 15 minutes from the MEPS station, so I didn't have to stay in a hotel or anything like that. I just drove to my recruiting station at like 5 o'clock in the morning. My recruiter drove me over there, and we were like some of the first people there, just so we could get up there first and try to get ahead of everybody. And I went on a Friday, which I guess when we got there wasn't many people there at all. And I guess they were saying on Fridays, like, recruiters usually get let off way early. They just have to do like some paperwork, and then the station commanders sometimes, or most of the time at least at my station, let them off early, so they don't really take people to MEPS, because if they did, they would have to like wait around all day for them and stuff like that. So my recruiter was like, "Oh, I'll just take you anyway, there won't be that many people there." So I was like, alright. And so we're sitting in the lobby waiting for them to let us go up, and in the elevators, and in the front there's there's the lobby. It's a really nice building, and then there's like glass like front windows and doors and everything. And so at the time there's only like 10 people in there, so I was like, this is going to be an easy day. And then this tour bus pulls up, and kind of like a Greyhound bus, but like a lot nicer. And everyone like looked at it, and I was like, fuck, please don't let those be like MEPS dudes, because it's right next to like the like basketball stadium and downtown and stuff like that. There's always like corporate events and stuff. So I was hoping it'd be for that, but the doors opened and like a shitload of kids piled out, and it just like, it made the day so much longer. They were from Tucson, which is like 2 hours, hour and a half away from Phoenix. But I guess they all stayed in a hotel. But anyway, so that made the day take a lot longer. So we went up in the elevator. I was like one of the first people up there. They sit you down, and like they separated all the people into like, if you've taken the ASVAB, or if you're only taking the ASVAB, go here, go there. And then so then they gave us like, this lady came in and gave us like, try to like scare the shit out of us, like don't lie and all that stuff. And then we went in, and they we had to put our cell phones in the in whatever your liaison's office. And then first they took my blood pressure, which was high, and I was like, what the hell? And then she like was like, oh, you have really high blood pressure. And I was like, oh, I don't have a history, or I have never had high blood pressure before. And so she was like, oh, well, I guess you only get 3 chances or something like that to take your blood pressure. I don't know. It was freaking me out, though, which probably just made my blood pressure higher. And so she took it again, and it was lower but still high. And she was like, all right, you're going to have to wait 20 minutes before you can take it again. I was like, okay. So that made, I had to wait. So everybody, since I was in there first, everybody just passed me up, and I got put in like towards the back of the line again. Anyway, so we did some paperwork. If you had tattoos, you had to fill out that. So I had to fill out a little piece of paper for having tattoos, just to like write what it is and where it is on your body. Then a bunch of stuff about like the papers you fill out with your recruiter, like have you ever had this, and you just got to make sure it's the same. But then I went and did my. They just kind of, I kept asking them, I was like, they said I have to take my blood pressure in like 20 minutes, and they just kind of like, oh, forget about it. And I was like, whatever. So I went and took my eye test. They check you for like colorblind, to see if you're colorblind, and then they like check your eyes. I used to wear contacts, but I don't anymore, so I just have my glasses. And then we went in like this bomb shelter thing, and did like a hearing thing where you like click, and like you like put on the headphones, and you like click when you hear a sound, which is really weird though, because like sometimes you couldn't tell if you were like psyching yourself out, and like you would hear a beep, and then so you would click the thing, but then it was like the second you clicked it, you heard another one and another one. But everybody in there passed it. Then what did we do? I think I went back and took my blood pressure finally, and a different lady did it this time, and she was like, oh, she started switching the band, like the band that goes around your arm, and she put on a bigger one, and I guess the person doing it before had like one for like really small arms, like not like my arms are big, but like, I don't know. And so she took my blood pressure, and it was completely normal, and she's like, oh yeah, whoever did it before must have been a retard. And I was like, great. And because then on my physical sheet it said like high blood pressure, then it was like normal, so like it looks like I'm all messed up, so I was like, cool. But then what did we do? I think then you either had to wait to get your physical and interview, and then after you did your physical interview, you had to like go do the thing, like if you've seen other videos, you have to like where you have to like go like this, and like you have to do all the weird shit with like your boxers in a room with a bunch of other dudes. Well, so I'll talk about that. But or you could get your blood taken, drawn, and or you could go take a piss test. But so the piss test was like, they just gave you just went in the bathroom, and like our dude wasn't even watching us, he was like fucking around with papers the whole time, but you have to pee in the cup, then put it up like any normal piss test, and then after that I went and got my blood taken, and there's a bunch of other dudes there, younger guys, I guess. Well, I'm 22, and most other dudes were like from high school. Some of the kids were still like 17. But they were all like, oh, like it hurts, like my arm. And I was like, God, you guys are fucking pussies. Like it's just a needle. Like they're like, oh, I can't watch. But anyway, like the dude took mine, and like you probably can't see, but I have like pretty big veins, and I've been used to getting my blood drawn and stuff like that. So like it wasn't a big deal. And the dude like hit it the first time. It was not a big deal at all. And then after that, I went and waited. Everything was going really, really fast up until like all that. And then when I got in line to wait for my physical, and then my the little like thing where you do the shit with your hands and stuff, I sat in that line like forever because there was only 2 doctors. And I don't know why they did it this way, but I guess people would go in, and we'd be like, one person would go in and they'd come right out, and then another person would go in and they'd be in there for like an hour, like the door wouldn't open, but we didn't know you walked in a door, and there's a door on the other side, and on the other side of that door was the room where you do like the stuff with your hands, and like feet and walk and everything, but there's also a door that goes around for that, so we all thought that those dudes were like in there forever, like something was wrong with them. But I guess what they were doing, you had to go just sit in the room until like however many people came in, which I guess there is ways to make that a lot faster, but